Hi guys, Afromax recap here. Before we start, warning, spoilers ahead. Before the Absolution Council, Edging and Holga are summoned in a desperate attempt to plead their case for a pardon. Edgin starts referring to his tragic past as a member of the Harpers, a group of spies fighting against evil. He had a loving wife named Sia and a beautiful daughter named Kira, but their happiness was broken when a group of red wizards he arrested killed his wife, Sia. This led Edgin to raise Kira alone, but she met Holga, who became Kira's substitute mother and helped provide for their makeshift family. Everything changed when they met a wizard named Sofina. She convinced them to help her rob Harper's stronghold, promising them riches beyond their wildest dreams. Edgin refused, but when Forge told him he would be able to get the Tablet of Reawakening so as to revive his dead wife, he then agreed to join them to raid the Harper stronghold. While raiding, he and Holga were captured. Edgin tried his best to save the tablet by giving it to Forge and telling him to look after Kira while they escaped. After Edgin finishes telling his story, with Jonathan's help, the two escape the Arctic prison after 2 years, now free. They eventually discover that Forge has become the Lord of Neverwinter, and they make their way to Neverwinter. Edgin is determined to reclaim the tablet and bring his wife back to life, but not in the way he thought. Edge and Holga were happy to see Kira, but Kira was not happy to see her dad due to what Forge told her, so she hugged Holga, ignoring her dad. Edgin and Holga learns that Forge has been telling Kira that he was arrested for stealing riches, and not because of the Tablet of Reawakening. They attempt to get Forge, but Sofina uses her magic to trap them. Sofina told her guards to execute Edgin and Holga, yet they escape and choose to bring Kira home during the impending High Sun Games. They need a team, which made them to look for Simon to help. With the High Sun Games coming up, lords from other kingdoms will bring their riches together to Forge's vault, where the tablet is, and they can use the riches to pay their team.
Simon is also on board to take down Forge, but he reminds them the place will be heavily guarded. Simon tells them about someone he knows who can help. The look for Doric, a young tiefling that Simon had tried to court but Doric found him unappealing. Edgin, Holga, and Simon approaches Doric, who does not trust humans because her own family abandoned her for being a tiefling. Doric gives her reason for wanting to take down Forge. She wants to fight for the other druids in her quarter.
Sofina was shown speaking to her master. The Lichijay says he can't trust her with their ultimate plan, which Sofina hopes to use to succeed with their goal. Later, Sofina joined Forge meeting with other lords to discuss their plan for the Ison Games. Sofina noticed the presence of Doric, who changed to a fly so as to know their plans. The guards go after her, but she managed to change to whatever she wants so she can escape and return to the rest of her team. Doric reports to them that the Forge Vault is safeguarded by the obscure seal of Morton Canaan, which Simon needs capacity to cripple. Simon suggests that a magical relic known as the Helm of Disjunction might disable them, which is thought to have vanished long ago. They go to an old burial ground to ask about Holga's predecessor's area. The bodies only have the minimum and maximum of 5 questions to answer. Simon uses his magic to raise the dead. The last body reveals the helmet was given to Zenk Yandar, a member of the Red Wizards, who promised to keep it safe, according to the bodies. Edgin doesn't confide in Zenk since they killed Sia, his wife. Yet Simon and Doric have heard Zenk's tale about a paladin, and even Holga can back up the narratives of his heroics. When Zenk saves the tiger child from a sea creature that swallowed it, the team shows up to see some of his heroism. After that, they meet with him and ask him to help kill Forge. He unites them to make sense of the historical backdrop of the Red Wizards, who attacked his plan to raise an undead armed force by subjugating individuals in the land. Expressing contemplation regarding what fashion would acquire assuming he worked with the Red Wizards, Zenk just consents to help the group. In the wake of getting Edgin to swear that he would give individuals any abundance he gets, Zenk drives the gathering through the Underdark to get the helmet. On their way, Zenk talks about how he saw the unholy power evaluate him, and how it made good people into slaves of evil, which is why he left the path of the Red Wizards and uses his skills for good. He brings the others down a hole known as the Orifice, where the helmet is located in an underground city, claiming that he just managed to escape the red wizard spell, which is why he has a mark on his forehead. They should cross a gap, but Simon mistakenly steps on a system that causes the scaffold to break down. Fortunately, they are able to locate the relic with the help of a teleportation staff that Holga's ex-husband gave them. They are attacked by Thayan assassins that Sofina sent them. Zenk stops the assassins before he leaves and helps the group get away from the corpulent red dragon. On making it out, Zenk went back to his house. Simon attempts to take control of the helmet, finding himself meeting his ancestor, Elminster Almer, who questions Simon's abilities and doesn't permit him to adjust to them. Simon continues to be rejected despite hours of trying. Simon and Doric are fed up, and they plan to leave, lowering the morale of the team, but Ejin does his best to keep them going. The group devised a new strategy to gain entry into Forge's hall by employing the staff with all the support they received. After getting to the vault during the games, Simon was still having trouble mastering the helm's power. Yet again, Simon attempts to tune in with the head protector. Elminster faces him once more and endeavors to dismiss him more, but Simon punches him, and this permits him to go to the head protector. He utilizes his newly discovered power to fight with the guards. Simon and the group discover the vault, but it is empty, indicating that Forged moved his wealth elsewhere. Ejin is curbed by Sofina, who gives off the impression of being Kira. At the point when Forge comes in, he intends to have them generally secured, but Ejin proposes that Forge permit them to contend in the games. In spite of being constrained to participate in the games, the team figures out how to get away from the arena. Doric discovers that Forge has stacked the fortune on a boat and is preparing to leave. He brings Kira along to make Ejin think he's going to run away again, but Ejin explains himself carefully. By holding a knife to Kira's throat, Forge reveals his true colors to her, allowing the heroes to withdraw from the riches. He lets go of Kira after Holga hits him in the face with a potato. Simon uses a spell to cause a wave of water to hit Forge, and she goes along with her father and his friends as they board the boat and steal the riches. The social occasion recognizes that Sofina composed the games to bring a huge gathering and change them into an undead furnished force using the castigate that demolished them. The group returns before Sofina's spell takes effect and spreads the stolen money from the boat in a hot air balloon across the city using the teleportation staff, drawing people out of the stadium. Sofina sees this and attacks the team, but Simon can overwhelm his wizardry and refute Sofina's time stop spell, allowing Kira to use an intangibility pendant Holga gave her as a kid to put a foe's charm wristband on Sofina. She was killed when Doric changed into an owlbear structure and was squashed by falling trash. The group cheers at their triumph, but their happiness is fleeting as they find that Holga, who is a mother figure to Kira, was lethally harmed. Since Holga has turned into a fundamental piece of their family, Ejin decided to use the tablet to resurrect her. He acknowledges that he simply needed to bring back his significant other for his own advantage. Everyone was happy, and Doric makes the suggestion that she is open to dating Simon. The team, along with the residents, praises the completion of the games and the development of another family. The Lord of Neverwinter wakes up, gives the heroes medals for their bravery, and thanks them for saving Neverwinter. However, Forge, who was captured by Zenk, attempted to flee like Ejin and Holga did, but he spectacularly fails to escape. I appreciate your attention. Don't forget to